manipulated thing influenced by outside characteristics rather than just solely based on the truth that it's supposed to be representing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, in politics,
Narratives.
Like there is a narrative in politics, and then people's motives are driven by money, and so the narrative will be like associated with what they're trying to make someone like feel or what they're trying to accomplish, and then that's going to be aligned with making money in some way, whether it's like for the
benefiting
something exactly. And then we were talking about how like when you're a kid you have to trust narrative. It's like if your parents tell you like, okay, you have to go to school because all the other little kids go to school, and I'm really sorry, but
this is how you behave. These are the actions that you should be making.
Yeah, you like trust them, like, and then when you're a kid and you're just like watching your parents walk and eat a banana, like you're like, okay, I walk and I eat a banana, like it just like that's like how our brain works. And then eventually you get to a point where you have to say like, oh, these are like narratives that aren't like authentic and genuine and true and teaching me. These aren't learning models. This is like, what's going on here? And then it's usually like narratives that are manipulated because of politics, because of money.
Yeah, so believing the narrative, we were kind of talking about just off air right now, like the idea of the narratives that are presented to us in regards to everything, 9/11, JFK, the recent like Epstein stuff, Pizzagate.
Or even just like believing the news at all.
Yeah, any of the news outlets or whatever's happening.
Yeah, I guess we're talking about specifically this feeling that like
Charlie Kirk, sorry, there we go.
Like the conspiracy theorists who were trying to tell people about, we think that they're like Pizzagate's a thing. Like voodoo donuts is like kind of weird. You ever like there's these videos and then
voodoo,
you get deemed like this kind of like crazy person, this conspiracy theorist, this Kurt Metzger type.
There's like Alex Jones.
Yeah, right. But then all of a sudden it's like Jeffrey Epstein is like doing all this crazy shit, and it's just like
millions of documents.
And now there's this feeling of like,
oh, shit.
I used to think those people were crazy, but they were actually onto something that I was actually the one who was behind on the times.
Overly dismissive and think, or whenever we're analyzing each other's thought patterns and behavioral outcomes of those thought patterns, we're like, I think you're doing it wrong. And they're like, I think you're doing it wrong. You're looking into all these things, like the news is telling us this, like this is what's happening. Like, what are you talking about? That's not what's happening.
Right. And then there's this moment in your life where you have to decide that the news isn't like the truth.
No.
And you got to start watching
it. Not directly.
No. It's not even designed to tell you the truth. It's designed to like be a program, and that program's going to talk about current events, and then they want you to like be able to feel a certain way because of the way that they talk about the current event. So you watch Fox News and you're like, yeah. Like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, reconfirming some of your biases. Just your way of thinking. Maybe just distorting, like, because you could have the same event occur and then two different sources report on it, and they will tell you two different things happened.
Yeah, there'll be similar.
But what's the thing they're looking at? You know what I'm saying? It's like the truth, like the objective, like the moment, the now, like what's happening here, and there's the reporting on it.
Yeah, things are open to interpretation,
We're all in our own interpretation. We're stuck in it.
Well, it's funny because it's like people commonly interpret, like if you're a liberal, you commonly interpret things like this, or if you're conservative, you commonly interpret it like that. And then the news stations can predict that.
Yeah.
At any rate, dude, separating yourself that the news isn't the truth is like, that's hard to do,
There may be aspects of truth within it for sure, 100%. There are people who are doing legitimate journalism. That's like why real journalists are like appreciated, as like for Joe Rogan, talking about people who are like out there doing the shit. And that's why so many of them get yapped, because they're like, what's going on here? Yap. Because like, how many other professions are really like that? If you're like really truly proficient in what you do for work, and you're doing it for real at the highest level, and your job is to find truth, and like that is their like title, or like I guess that's hopefully it's what we're doing with like our law enforcement or like our judges and our the legal system. But if someone who's truly doing independent journalism is doing that, and then if you're really good at your job, there's not a lot of jobs where if you're really good at it, you're gonna die. Like people are just going to go out of their way to like kill you,
Yeah.
If you're just balling on them, you're just gonna ball on them.
Mexican politicians.
If you were a scientist, you was gonna be a scientist, dog. Like all right. it gets a little tricky with science then, because you start to introduce money into it, and who's funding these research projects, and who's conducting the
It's
science and the
everything.
research and developing the narrative. That's like, so the news, the moment that you're being presented is never fully in line with the truth, because we put our ego on it.
You could
we can do our
present the tr-
best.
I'm saying you could present your truth.
And
Like,
they die.
what do you mean?
for doing that? Oh yeah, like Mexican politics.
Yeah, definitely.
Like how many candidates they have? Yop.
I think they had like 20 people die, right?
It was over 20.
Yeah,
It was over 20 presidential candidates or something within that realm.
within the last
crazy,
election.
like, what are you talking about statistics?
Yeah,
So if like there's a narrative that's presented that's not 100% fully in line with the truth, that's like at a base level factually, and then there's the question of, okay, well, who's presenting this narrative to me? What is this thing? I don't know if these are all the facts, but these are the facts that are presented. There's something that's outside of presented facts. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Perceived whatever's going on here, explanation. It's like we're just
What?
we can't. Our ego gets in the way of truly seeing the truth.
I think you could
But you
also
can do your best, and you can get aligned up with it. If you're able to kill your ego and die to self and give Christ the wheel, and like let go of your personal attachment to the idea of the narrative. It's like, these are the facts that are presented.
It's also just like
It's like, you have to like,
telling the truth is simple though. Like, killing your ego is difficult, but like just telling the truth is simple. You know what I'm saying? Like even a child can tell the truth.
or at least not lying.
Yeah, right. So it's like
We learn to lie at some point when we're kids.
yeah, it always feels wrong. It never feels right. You know what I'm saying?
You know you're lying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for
Then
sure.
you got to deal with that.
Yeah, and then it's like there's like guilt attached to it, and then like it's probably gonna come back to bite you later. You know what I'm saying? You've got an open loop on bad karma now, and then you got to live with that feeling. So like there's negative consequences for sure for lying. But I think that just like telling, or like I saw this, like bearing a true witness is like not that simple. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, not that complicated. Just to be like, I don't know how to interpret it, and I don't want to make you feel any kind of way about what I think. And I can tell you what I think if you want to know, but like that's what I saw happen. And I think that that's simple. And the news could be more of that, but it's not. It's like complete narrative. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the egoic attachment to the narrative, creating like a position of interpretability, like how do I feel about this while I'm watching this, makes me want to judge it as right or wrong. And that's kind of what CNN or Fox News is selling you. What they did was wrong. What they did was right. It's like,
we're the good guys.
Yeah, or they're the bad guys.
They're the bad guys.
Yeah, just like,
come on.
How do you align yourself within that? Is because if there was a bombing in Iran and CNN was like, no bombing in Iran, we don't know what they're talking about. We don't like, this is not. But then like
picture didn't happen.
Yeah,
but now we got pics everywhere. Everyone's got videos and cameras.
Yeah, they would either have to like,
continue.
CNN would either have to apologize for misreporting, but they couldn't continue on just like blatantly lying about something that like everybody knows actually happened. You know, they lose respect on a level that's like, it's not quite that. Like they're telling the truth, but they're not there to tell the truth. That's not like their job. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. And that's what true journalism is supposed to be, is like discovering the truth and the objective truth, and then like telling people the objective truth and the why behind it. You know what I'm saying? There's usually a why. It's like Jeffrey Epstein, why was he doing all that stuff? It's like,
what's their benefit here?
Yeah, what's their benefit? What's
their motive?
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting on some things.
Yeah. Because that defines the crime. Like that's the story. That's the why it happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm fucking with that.
It takes some death to self, egoic detachment to be able to discern, or at least take in, like this, I don't know what's exactly, I know the narrative. It's hard to say I know the truth. I know the truth. I'm trying to figure it out.
Right.
We're all trying to figure it out. Like there is like an original, like, what's the lie here? What's the deception? It's like deception is that you think you are in charge and alive and that you are your own individual thing, but you're not. It's like, okay. But you live in that, you know. We're there. Damn, I'm jumping into diving boards, jumping into portals.
Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
120.
Yeah, where this bingo.
Bingo. I was thinking about, two things. People being like the idea of AFK. You know, everyone knows what AFK is, and it's funny that it originated from like a computer game.
Yeah,
you know, because you're AFK. For those who don't know, how many people do you think don't know what that means?
At least half.
A different, okay,
At least
yeah,
half no.
different generation, but I think that's still common terminology. When someone is active in or playing a video game, but then your teammate is or yourself are not like moving your character around in the video game. Your character's just standing there doing nothing. It's like that's what being AFK is. They're away from keyboard. They're not currently at the keyboard playing the game with us right now. Like they're gone. And I think that's like a thing that I'm starting to think happens here sometimes. And a lot of people are just AFK, and that makes them NPCs, non-player characters.
Okay.
And it's like those non-player characters are programmed and given a script, but the real characters like are playing Fable. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Everyone else is an NPC, but sometimes you can even as the main character who's logged in, like you can still be AFK sometimes. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's like I'm chilling. Okay, but then like there are moments where you are more present, whatever you are, and more present means like it's like you feel more enthused, or you're more in the moment, more direct, more in control of what's happening in the moment when you have it.
Yeah.
That's why some people don't like having the moment.
Mm.
It's like the moment analyzation right here, man. We gotta freestyle this.
Mm.
Kind of everyone's like waiting on me to do something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like we can have more, I think, conscious control. It takes some spirit awakening type of idea, egoic detachment, and like you become more present. Like Yu-Gi-Oh takes over and you're more the main character.
Mm.
And you're playing the game. But then sometimes a lot of people may just be stuck in AFK.
Mm.
You know? There's something that maybe unlocks you to be like have you taken mushrooms? That might help get you to some present moment thinking.
You also gotta develop this stuff, bro. You gotta cultivate it.
It takes decades of thought culture.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly.
Reading,
man.
information gathering,
and then like execution too. Like,
and even to the best of your ability to understand and make a great narrative, it's still limited. To like, this is the narrative I'm seeing. You know.
Yeah, right. Your interpretation.
No matter what you see and what you think, it's what you see and what you think. And like you are a limited creature, and there's billions of us, but we're all doing that.
Yeah, very true. And also and
there's something higher, something greater.
Yeah, we're made in the image of that. Mm-hmm. So it's like you do have the capacity to discern truth. I was listening to a post talking about like
that's a Holy Spirit.
Yeah, I think that was Wes Huff saying that.
That's a little help.
He's like,
big help, dog.
Who am I to say?
Help side.
Like my DNA is created by like chance and situation. It's just like the constant chance and situation created like the sperm that created me, that created my interpretation of like right now. It's like, who am I to say that that's like a correct interpretation at all? And then he's like, I think it's because we do have like the Holy Spirit in us that's put into us. And because we're made in the image of God, we are able to interpret the truth and know when it's true. And I'm like, that's, when you put it like that, that makes sense. Because he's like, you're right, it doesn't make sense. Except for the fact that I have the creator inside of me as well.
The thing that generates the truth. Yeah. We come from the truth.
Right. That's the thing. It's like, I've inherited that capacity, if that makes sense.
It's a sweet scent. It's a beautiful fragrance.
Right. I've had spit bars at it.
It's like, a rich aroma of worship, as Forrest Frank would say.
Yeah. I just take Franklin's and a flagrant foul. You know what I'm saying? That keep going off of that rhyme scheme for a while.
With the frankincense and myrrh.
Yo, what's happening?
We're looking in the myrrh.
Yeah, dude. Ready to spit gospel rap?
We could do it, bro.
I'm right there with you.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's like a baby.
That might be what we're here for. But now we go, dude. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. Like the narratives, and so all that to bring it back to an original point before we even started jumping into this was I was talking about Ruslan. Love him to death, but I think in 10 years he may be someone who feels as if, or feels the same particular like, oh man, maybe my thought pattern recognition and execution of belief system because of those thoughts was a little bit off, and someone might actually have been doing it right. Like in regards to this Epstein stuff, Pizzagate. It's like if you were denying that 10 years ago, now it's like we still don't even know if it's 100% true or whatever's going on. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
But you're starting to feel like, oh shoot, there might be something more at play here than I was taking into consideration. I need to reorganize and re-rank how I rank things and figure out, it's like, okay, maybe I need to be more skeptical. Maybe I need to be more detached from what I think is going on and let that influence me at a deeper level that changes my behaviors and my thoughts and my speech and my feelings towards people. You know, they're trying to like use that to like split us or whoever's generating narrative.
That sounds like someone who would go up in openness, which is like a difficult thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're saying that maybe like this kind of experience plus 10 years time plus finding out you're wrong. So like a decade might allow you to go up in openness if you interpret it properly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's tough to do it. Allegedly you can take psychedelics and that would give you +2 openness.
Ibogaine or something that would get that would change you, permanent change for life.
Ibogaine treatment's legal too. It's like
Coming to Texas.
Yeah, coming to Texas, definitely legal in Mexico. You can definitely go down to Tijuana.
Go to TJ.
Yeah, just decide you want to get off cigarettes and then boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Sean Ryan talking about that craziness.
Sean Ryan, wow, and I like that guy. He's cool.
Yeah, he's tight.
The Tucker Carlson podcast is nuts.
I haven't heard that one, but
They're definitely
he's tight.
Like,
dude, yeah, podcasts are lit, dog. Yeah, listen to Ruslan, listen to Sean Ryan.
who's
Wes Huff.
Ruslan? That's what I'm saying.
He's a Christian influencer, and he's come on the back when it was the Trending podcast. He was on the Trending podcast with Pastor Ed.
Okay.
And then he was on the Why Not You podcast like a couple months ago promoting his book.
How do you spell his name?
Ruslan. Ruslan. He's a Christian content creator. He's on the Sean Ryan show. I've seen clips of him or like shorts of him or with him on them, so I know he's on that show. I want to listen to that one after I finish the Wes Huff one. But he's a Wes Huff-esque character insofar as that he's like, yeah, Christian
This
content
guy right here?
creator. Yeah, Ruslan KD.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But but he's maybe in the fence of thinking that the narrative that is presented towards the Charlie Kirk story, it's like what happened and why it happened. It's like I just think the ability to come at that with a high level of openness is important, regardless of whatever side you think is right. Whether you think that this character was just a person acting alone, acting out of rage, acting out of hatred, and just killed him, and that's what happened. It's a tragic accident. It's like whether you think that's the truth or you don't. It's like either side, you need to come at that with openness. It's like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is what happened. You know, that's fine. I'm not going to let it necessarily change my behavior but yeah, I think the ability to come in with the openness of maybe I'm wrong is really important.
Yeah, definitely.
I think these things that I want to act in accordance with the things that I think, but maybe the things that I'm thinking aren't 100% true. But then, yeah, hopefully you develop your spirit or your relationship with the Holy Spirit, the discerner of truth, the thing that is within you that allows you access, the tether to the truth that is the foundation of what we're interpreting here. That's what science is supposed to be doing, is trying to figure out the foundation of what we're like doing here. They're like gravity,
Yeah, definitely.
physics,
Yeah, I think about that all the time.
time, yeah, bodies. Like we're studying our bodies. We're studying, trying to put labels on and figure out what's going on here. What's going on in this truth matrix, the thing that's happening. And sometimes things that happen and the thing that is happening are literally impossible. And they're like miracles. And it's like, whoa. That's a higher truth. That's like beyond the situation. It's the creator of the situation that we are in. And yeah, it's the truth, the truest truth that is the foundation of life, the life itself. We are from life itself. Like there's a truth to the fact that we are here. And then within it, there's a true narrative and there's a true, like, I'm losing it. Truth.
Just that we're here.
We're here.
We're walking maybe in a natural, like, objective truth.
Yeah,
This
and
is all
then
happening.
we're all trying to discern what the truth is, and there's a spirit of truth that's within us as a result of us even experiencing the truth at all. That allows us to figure out what is more so going on. But even your interpretation of that, you are still there, you know, and you are limited. There's something outside of you that's unlimited. Openness to that, and an openness to be wrong because that is true. And that thing is like the thing that's outside of my understanding. And I'm using my spirit with that thing to do a better job of figuring out what's going on here, but still knowing that it's a limited view. But it is worth doing the pursuit of that mentally to have that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That takes AFK. Oh, you gotta be un-AFK to do that. It's like you gotta be willing to take every thought captive. That's what it is. We were talking about that in the men's group the other day. It was like, I forget what verse it is. I just had it in my freaking book. But just I think it's in Solomon. No, I think it might be Paul. I have it right here on my phone. But either way, it's just talking like the end of the verse is really the hit-in point. Oh, we're talking about 3 chords. But it's just need to take every thought captive, and that requires some mental fortitude, and that requires some presence of mind. Taking every thought captive, maybe taking every thought captive, the ability to consciously be taking every thought captive is, I guess, kind of what I'm pointing to when I say people are being AFK and not doing that. And sometimes it's really hard to not do that, or really hard to do that, and really easy to not do that, especially when you've been through whatever trauma or whatever interpretation of your past story or whatever you've been through, makes it harder to be fully present and be willing to take on the moment, because you're like, the moment's terrible, or taking on the moment could be awful. What's that verse? I was supposed to look it up. What's that?
Some of it's just entropy is always leaning on us. So we're looking for the simplest way to do things without burning calories, and our body is constantly trying to do the simplest thing. And I guess that's what I'm interpreting you to mean when you say AFK. People are just kind of absently going with the flow, with the least amount of friction they can do.
Just jumping into the narrative.
Sure, exactly. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what to believe. What's going to make everybody happy? What's going to do? What's going to make all these wheels work?
Mm-hmm.
And you do that for decades, and you get it to a point where it's a science, where you're exerting no thought, no energy. You're not putting any out there. And then that's then life calls upon you, and people need you to come through. And it's you're what? I'm not even, you were talking about, I haven't been embracing the moment for so long that I don't even the muscle. There's muscle atrophy. I'm an NPC. What do you mean you need me to you know what I'm saying?
You need me to come on this quest with you?
Yeah, right.
I'm a bard. And then you have people in Fable walking around choosing the good or evil path and getting the good or evil points and doing what's narratively right or wrong.
FPS first person
getting
mode.
getting crazy gear.
Yeah,
crazy gear. We're doing crazy quests.
The life's more difficult because entropy's leaning on us, and that's going to require us to do more and get outside of ourselves, and that's kind of it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? That's that whole vibe.
Why grapple with the moment at all?
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth it
because it's fine.
It's the only thing you can do here. Yeah. It's the only thing you can do here is wrestle with the moment. And the moment's strong, or I guess, I don't know. What's what you're saying?
It's as an NPC, you get to experience life still. You still get to go out to eat. You're wow, this bread is crazy. It's NPC life gives you experience. You could just take that simple experience, but
yeah. And it's okay, so this is the verse I was kind of referring to. 2 Corinthians 10:5. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. So if you're not fully present, you won't be able to handle the moment and take captive the thoughts and stop them from influencing your belief system and your actions and behaviors. And it's detaching yourself from the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's tough too, because it's or not tough, but if we all watched something happen, and then let's say 10 people saw something happen, then we were all 10 of us were at the bar, we'd probably all tell the same story. It might be different micro details, but you're gonna get the same story. So there's something about interpretation that's just it's not hard for us to know what we saw and then tell the truth about that.
Legitimately try to tell the truth.
Yeah. Sometimes it's what we're seeing is a lie. And then it's what are we telling at that point? A subjective truth but an objective falsehood. You know what I'm saying? And then that's a whole that's why it's important to try to align your subjectivity with objectivity. So that way you're not just wrong, you know what I'm saying? But then part of that is understanding that I need to have the openness to know that maybe what's being presented to me isn't as authentic or genuine as it could be, because then I'm going to base my opinion off of what I saw. And then it's so then, yeah, you have to create an interpretation set that allows you to take in, well, that maybe that was potential falsehood, but this is what I saw. And that makes me think this, which lines up with that. But again, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know? And then you put it really eloquently when you're saying there's what I know, and then there's what I don't know, and then God exists in the what I don't know, which is much larger than the what I know, and I have a relationship with that, and then I use that to interpret life, and I'm yeah, that's how you do that, you know. That's the important thing, and it's well, then I see how take every thought captive is the next structure of that thought path, because it's how do I do that?
How do you do that?
Yeah, how do I have an interpretation set that allows me to work within the relationship of things I don't know. And it's like, well, first of all, grab every thought, hold a knife to its neck, and say like, are you working for good?
What are you doing here?
Is this a truly aligned thought? Is this what we said we wanted to do and who we wanted to be? You know, because some of it's just impulsive, like loops that are probably just already set in place from prior trauma thinking.
Yeah, whatever you've gone through, your story.
Sure. Yeah.
The narrative of you. The narrative of you. You have to be able to detach from all the narratives. The narrative of the news, the narrative of yourself.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, unless your narrative for yourself is I'm a fucking winner.
Yeah.
Maybe keep that.
I ball for Christ.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, that's what's up. Like, lose your personality to that thing. Die to self. The thing that wants to take credit, the thing that wants to be something. Even though it is, I don't know, what am I trying to say? I don't know, it's like the detachment from the ego is important. The ego, I think we talked about it last time, the idea of the ego being satanic in its essence as far as the thing that wants to give itself glory and credit.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I did that shit. It's like, you do nothing through Christ. Or like, without God, at least. Like, the thing that's generating the moment, even if you're like generating a moment that you deem like, I'm doing this shit. Like, where's all of that coming from? Man?
Right.
Any of this thing that we're in.
Some of it's because of our actions, or like this is happening
you have
because
to
of
work.
action. Yeah,
you have to work. You got to do something. Yeah, you have to activate. But even like the ability for you, the thing that's doing the thing, you have to have the thing that generated the thing for you to do it.
Definitely.
We're just here. We're inescapably, inarguably here. If you're listening to this, if you like, we're like alive. Hello, like I'm here. You know, this is like a real thing that's happening, but it's not. It's an illusion, Michael.
I'm with you. I follow you. It's a lot for people. People are like, my mom and dad had me with sperm. That's like science.
That's facts. The mom tether's real. The mom tether's real.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm telling, I've felt this so hard, dude. Oh, so not here. But then like that was like, oh, okay, it's the greatest illusion of all time. I think Einstein says that in regards to one of his scientific discoveries. It's an illusion, but albeit a persistent one, or something like that. Or I forget exactly how he expresses that idea, but it's like, this is not exactly what it seems. Like with the type of quantum physics.
Right.
It's like, okay, things are weird, y'all.
Yeah.
Things are just undeniably weird here, you know?
Yeah.
Observe versus unobserved. Things could be at the same place at the same time until you look at it. It's like, that's not true, but yet it is. It's truer than the bodies that we're in, like down to the neuron, electron, atomic levels. Or not atomic, whatever the opposite of that is. Subatomic. Yeah. When we get down to that level, science is even telling us, like, this is kind of crazy, y'all. This is a weird thing that we're doing here.
Yeah.
Just on base, just on foundation alone. And it's like,
it's more likely that there's parallel universes than there's not. It's more likely, like, the only way some of this works is because there are parallel universes with like everything going on all around us all the time. That's just like the string theory behind the quantum mechanics that like drive the more basic scientific factors, like how our universe is shaped and operated in. That only makes sense if there's like string theory, which only makes sense if there's parallel universes. So it's like nobody doesn't think that. It's just it gets so complicated that people stop like exploring what it is, and then that ceiling lets them like be more simple. But if they would have continued their explanation, there's no way to go further into science without being like, yeah, I don't know, like you could, it's a lot.
This thing's kind of weird.
There's other dimensions.
This thing is strange. Yeah, it's not just straight up. Straight up, you can't just straight up trust a narrative, dog. Like it's a little weird out here. It's a little weird.
We wish we could.
Yeah, but we can because we have the Spirit of God and the Holy Spirit of discernment and the little helper with us. Like,
right.
We're all made in the image of God. We're all made in the image of the truth. We are all derived from the thing that generated the thing that we are in. You know, the parental cosmic figure that we can, like the Father, like the thing that is giving you consciousness, that makes you alert and aware that you're here, inarguably.
Should we just be in awe of that all the time?
We could be.
Right.
We could be.
Right.
And it feels great when you can, or when you do.
100%.
Make you cry.
Yeah. We do at church
like,
a lot.
Oh, truth.
Right.
Just feeling something that's outside of yourself. Even our interpretations of it and the words that we use to describe it are just that. Just words we use to describe it. Like there's a feeling process. And hopefully you've aligned yourself with the Holy Spirit enough to be aligned to feel that when things are good or very good. But some people feel like that, or like they're like generating their own desires or being. My mind just went to like the opposite negative extreme, like Epstein type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all doing over here? You know, like
Right.
you're doing wrong, and like you're getting off on the fact that you're doing wrong, and you're trying to push it more wrong and more wrong and more wrong,
Right.
or
Right.
whatever, more reprehensible. You know, for the sake of doing so.
Right.
It's like that's like the two equal and opposite ends of behavior and like what's influencing us.
Yeah, the idea of like just what's attractive about malevolence eventually just becomes like that it is malevolent. Like I just want to do very malevolent things. Like the more twisted it is, the better. But it doesn't start like that. It kind of like spirals like exponentially out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
The first is just like missing the mark, you know?
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
That's just the spirit of evil, I think. Like that's really all I can. That feels like if we're at war, that was like, you know, that was part of the evil part, you know?
Yeah, maybe that's part of what the knowledge of the good or knowledge from the tree, the fruit of good and evil. It's like knowing that we are evil. Like, because he didn't, like, cause whenever we were Adam, we were fine until we discovered that, like, oh no, like, I think we are born out of sin, or we are sin. We are separated in the separation. Whenever we're not with God, if we're separated from God, I think just being in his presence, I'm getting on tangents, but just the separation is real. And the separation, once you figure out that you are separated and that you do have like feelings of guilt and shame and that you are naked and vulnerable and like fragile, easily broken. Like if you don't, like babies don't know that, you know what I'm saying? Like Adam didn't know that, but that was the truth. Regardless, I didn't think
I don't
that
think
he didn't change him, right? Or he didn't change. Like whenever he like they kicked him out of the garden, there was no like change in his appearance or his form or his like essence. He didn't say you're less like me now. He was like, no, you're still made in my image, but now you have separated yourself from me.
Yeah.
You could have been with me the whole time and like just being here, like we're good, we're chilling. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. But then you chose to separate yourself from us. So
Yeah.
now it's like, I don't want to kick you out. Like,
It's also like the power. Maybe it's the fact that it was the knowledge of good and evil
mm-hmm.
is a separating thing. I don't know how, but it's like that seems like
If we're separated from God, we will always have the temptation to fall into evil, or even though, because I guess the temptation to fall into evil was there before we were even there.
maybe that's just the quest of what this is. It was like you separated yourself to learn the difference between good and evil.
To figure out that you need me.
Yeah, right. Maybe that's it.
And to truly give me love.
Yeah, yeah. Because there's
a more full relationship.
It's like
maybe we have it better than the Garden of Eden, but then there's a whole bunch of crazy rife suffering, rife with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, just speculating on what the Adam and Eve story could like possibly mean or what it's meant to mean.
Mm-hmm,
you know, like there's someone else. There was another person who thought that their life would be better if they just like were separated from God, and that's more or less like Satan. You know. And then it's like you look at hell and it's like that's the manifestation of a fully maximized person who thought that they could do it without God. That's what it looks like. Or you could do it with God and that looks like heaven, you know, if you were to follow it through all the way to the end. Maybe that's what we're here to learn in this program, this life, you know. It's like, what are we doing here, you know?
Yeah, what are we doing here? How should we interpret thoughts? Or what is that? I guess what does that look like to be using that like going with God versus going away from God?
Yeah,
something that's very good, benefits, positive emotion. You have the discernment, doing good, like for the sake of doing good, or like trying like do for the kingdom, not for yourself. It's always through the self. The thing that's separated. I think I was trying to say
it might be a misdiagnosis of self. Like you are a person, and you're supposed to enjoy life.
Yes,
it's supposed to be like a good experience. Rife with suffering, definitely highs and lows, but like overall, the fact that you are experiencing doesn't like label this as like sin. Like I am egoic, sinful. Like I shouldn't even like that I'm alive right now. That almost borderlines to like we should all kill ourselves and everybody and go like make the final judgment happen now.
Yeah, this thing is not a good thing.
Right, right.
Rebel against it.
Yourself, or like what do you mean?
Life itself.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah. But the self
is rife with suffering.
It is, but like our self is a good thing. Like this is a
Derived from truth and love,
right, and you should
in
maximize
essence.
that, push it
Mm-hmm.
forward.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it gets tough. It's like ego is such a weird word because it's like self and ego are different, or is that we're talking about the same thing? The perceptible self is the ego.
I think so. Yeah. Right. I think that, yeah, the perceptible self is the ego, and the thing perceiving that perceptible self is something else.
Uh, but but if I'm perceiving it,
You, more true with you, like your awareness.
so the ego isn't like the you as much as it is like,
I think it's more of like the flesh. At least I think that's how I kind of align it.
so the part of you that gets tempted or the part of you that like wants to, that gets
Yeah.
hungry is the ego, and then you're like sitting in yourself being like, oh, my ego's hungry.
I think so. I think it might also stretch to mental aspects as well, not just that. Or maybe the thing that gets hungry is mental computer curriculum that makes it do things. It's like your subconscious and it's like your instincts, or not even your instincts. That's where we start to get into some deeper stuff. But I think maybe your body's inclinations and like your hunger and all that stuff, and then also maybe your base subconscious thoughts and things like patterns that you're just doing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the personality that's not awake, the Yugi kind of, and also maybe that leads more into the body. And then I think there's a separation point somewhere. It's like a gradient. It's like pure monkey animal thing that gets hungry into like the awareness that's watching all of that. And there's like a sliding scale, but that is you. I think the ego is a thing that you slide from here, and then when you get to the closer to like the truth, it's like closer to the unexpected, like unknown. Like I'm not sure what's going on here, but mentally I'm like trying to analyze it to the best of my abilities. And I think your ego is more aligned with like it's more egoic scales at the bottom towards the monkey animal part of you that just eats and sleeps and needs to do that functionally, physically. And then there's your consciousness and awareness that's like going up and down the ladder towards the higher ends of the spectrum sometimes. But sometimes you are like, I'm hungry. Like, like fuck, I'm inarguably here. I'm not that thing that just goes, wee, and gone.
Sure.
I could be. I can be sometimes.
But then
But there's like
do you have an ego all the time?
mm-hmm.
But then sometimes it's just like quieted all the way down because your scale is more towards like this higher understanding of
the separation of my ego
right
into a higher self,
yeah, lower connection.
to a personality of me that is more closely aligned with the objective truth.
Okay.
And then we have different personalities at different moments depending on what's going on. And then
But the self isn't. So then yeah, it's self and ego is you are always perceiving the moment. That thing isn't innately sinful. It is, but it's like it's not that such that you're always fucking up everything that you're perceiving all the time.
mm-hmm.
Like you do have like this ability to slide up the scale into better perception.
Yeah, I guess a better discernment of the truth and feeling of what the true good, whatever the best decision is, the proper sacrifice.
Right, I'm with you. I think your ego is
The thing
always
that takes the
making that
thoughts
choice.
captive.
That I think like this thing that talks right now is like the ego that that's like there's like a middle person, and then there's like my
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
underlying like needs that I have, like to breathe and to eat and to sleep, and like my subjugation to my habits. But then at the same time there is part of me that has like intuition, like my subconscious that's like good, like instincts, pattern recognition, learning models that have happened that like allow me to like gear towards a more positive future as well. But
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
then I think about that scale and I'm like, people talk about Kobe Bryant had like an ego, and that ego wouldn't let anybody be better than him. Or Michael Jordan's ego in the game is what made him great. It's like, I don't know if that even fits into like what we're talking about here. Like his,
I think when it's that in that like usage of the term, I think they were pointing to like just behavior and thought like patterns, not like his human, or is there, I guess maybe like I'm interpreting this as being like arrogant and like boastic, or like, you know what I'm saying, like big chested, or like arrogant has like a connotation of annoying kind of also on it too, so like off put by it. I think it's more of a behavioral trait than saying like he has an ego, you know what I'm saying?
right. Okay, got it. Yeah, that's more of a phraseology aimed towards a behavioral trait that we can't quite put our finger on. But then why do we use ego to describe it?
Because it's annoying, or it's like I think we know it's wrong subconsciously.
There's that part of it. Yeah, I think that's also like he's doing an ego chow. That kind of makes more sense. But I think with basketball specifically, it's like
An ego what?
An ego chow.
Chow?
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna challenge him, but it's
Okay.
like no, you probably shouldn't challenge him because you don't have like good coverage or a better gun. It's like no, I'm gonna ego chow. So you're just like, fuck him, I'm better. And you just like try to beat him.
Meet him in the moment.
Yeah. And so that's the same thing with Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan is like, they're saying like, no, I'm better. Like,
You need to, okay, sorry. I was just gonna say, maybe you need to have that 6 rings, dog, 5 rings, dog.
yeah, Tom Brady
I
definitely.
handle the moment. Like, give me the moment. Like, no, I will give me the moment. I'll be closer to objective truth.
That's what I'm saying. So there's something to that because
Yeah.
we're like, we're not always like, sometimes you're David slaying the Goliath. It's
Yeah.
like, there's nothing wrong with your ego in that moment. But he also like, I think put death to his fears, his anxieties, his expectation of the
Bowing
outcome.
to God.
Right. Then he was egoless.
Yes.
And then slayed Goliath for sure. Like I believe in that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's where it's like subjugating your will to Christ is like how you can. You're still. That's what I'm saying. Like if we were hanging out with Jesus, he would be like, "Guys, are you having fun?" And they'd be like, I'm having a good time. Thanks, Jesus. I'm good. Like I don't need another beer. I'm like, dude, you're a great storyteller. This is so fun. But then it's like that is true, but it also wouldn't be just like we're suffering right in that moment. Like life is terrible, life is hard, difficult, complicated, nuanced. No one's happy. It'll always come to make you cry. Like, yes, that is true, but that's not like if we were hanging out with Jesus, he wouldn't be like, yeah, you feeling that terrible pain that is our existence. It's like it wouldn't be that way. You know what I'm saying? But also, we won't see Jesus again until we're out of this game. So it's like maybe this game is more, and hanging out with Jesus is more like happy. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that this experience isn't supposed to be just like constantly thinking about this as rife with suffering. But I do think if your situation is poor culturally, then it does feel like that all the time. And there's just times where you're just like happier, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like life is good, you know what I'm saying? I like all the things I do. It's sick.
Yeah, I think people, it's your ability to interpret the situation. If you use God, the idea that you're kind of presenting of like this is like on purpose, like this is for your good. This is good. This is all good. It's very good actually.
Right.
It can be like that's the original intention, but you chose to walk away from the very good and do your own thing.
Right.
But then when you come back to me, it's like it's gonna be very good.
Yes.
Like no matter what, like you gotta believe that you can always come back to him and it will be very good.
Right.
It'll be worth it.
Fucking slaughter
It'll be
the
worth
fatted calf for you. You know, like throw a party for you to be back.
Yeah, you throw a feast for me in front of my enemies, my ops. My ops are watching me feast, dog.
Yeah, we said, yo, I walk into Valencia, spit a dub. It's a viral video. It's funny. But yeah, dude. So yeah, and then you become a part of the committee of people that's like throwing parties for the people who came back. And that's tight. That's tight. It's an awesome feedback loop.
Yeah, dog. Getting in there. Go up to the narratives with some discernment, dog.
Yeah, for definitely. Yeah.
Developing discernment and developing a relationship with the Holy Spirit will allow you to wrestle the moment. And the moment is like a satanic temptation monster that you have to like consciously put effort towards being able to defeat sometimes, and like handling the moment and the moment's presented temptation to lie for personal benefit.
Sure.
You know
To misinterpret it to a way that benefits you. Right, definitely. Definitely. It benefits you to be in line with objective reality.
Yeah.
In a very zenful way, in a very like float above this way.
In just like very practical terms.
Yeah. Because it's like not every truth is like gonna, like when I'm thinking about that, it's like you could try to take every truth and make it be like, see, I told you I was right. See, I told you I was right. I told you I was right. But it's better to just like actually know what's going on, because then like the opinions that you form, it's like I don't need Seattle to win this week for me to know that they're a good team. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've seen enough of like it's okay, like you can give me all the data, but then it's like still all this data is brewing into something bigger, and I'm thinking about that. So it's like anything that happens now is like kind of inconsequential to anything anyways, but it's like it's data. So I'm just want to put that, and then like this analyzation in my own mind of like what's going on is like more and more accurate based on all the data points. So it's like good to interpret what happened, what really happened. Is that what really happened? Okay, so that means that. Okay, that's the data. And then eventually you'll be able to like, your learning model will predict like how people are going to act or what a day's going to be like. You know what I'm saying? That's like useful as fuck. Because again, my brain's trying to like fight entropy. So I'm trying to like not be constantly worried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, trying to manifest something that I deem to be very good. You know, that'd be nice.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Our capacity to manifest is, I don't even know how much we manifest, just as much as God provides, like seasons of life.
There will, yeah, for sure. Miracles can definitely happen. But I think we can manifest for sure. I think if you're able to hop into the conscious self, you can manifest from there, like from the like trying to instill or trying to figure out maybe what God wants to bring into your life anyway.
Yeah,
But you also contribute, you have your own contributions, but there's something that God wants to bring into your life to make it very good.
sure.
And it's hard to figure out what that is, but it's worth it. You know, wrestle that mental jujitsu monster and figure out how to win, and then use the interpretation to figure out what makes life more very good. You figure out by, I guess, what feels good to you, and then also for the people around you. The proper sacrifices that align everything from you outwards up to like the objective truth. It's like, this is a good story. This is a good movie. This is very good, actually. We can do that.
Yeah, yeah. What makes it not very good? Like if you're living in a house with like an abusive dad, that shit might just suck. So it's hard to be like, your life is very good in this moment. It's like they're like, my life is rife with suffering. It's like, yeah, both are true.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with just
But
like
God can turn it around. Or turn it around at least in the sense of give you a very good story, a very good ending, like the comedy aspect of having a comedy versus a tragedy. You got to believe that that can happen regardless of the situation. And that's kind of what we're called to do. That's kind of what we're called to encourage people to do the same because it's worth it. Because like what I think it's in Genesis. I think it's late Genesis with Joseph when he's Potiphar's house and goes to prison, and then he's the king of, or like the second in command in Egypt, and then he like sees his brothers who threw him in this pit and then led him into a prison, or led him into slavery, then into a prison. He sees his brothers who cause all this narrative strife and suffering, and then he was now in this spot. He never gave up faith. He was just able to say, yeah, what you intended for evil, God can turn for good, or God meant for good.
yes, bro.
And now it's my testimony. And like when you hear someone with that kind of story, or like one of the pastors at this revival night over on CBC, they were talking about I guess yeah, his dad got arrested for like child porn, and he had like a terrible, not terrible, but you know, rough childhood. Regardless, whatever. I'm not sure the exact details. I forget exactly, but in essence, just saying shit was fucked. There's another girl that was on Common Ground too at CBC. Shit was fucked beyond comprehension, and then it goes into, but now like I can tell you that like life is good. Like this thing is meant to be good, and that's like that gives crazy strength to testimony or whatever. That gives crazy strength and some solidarity behind the words where it's like, no, this is like a true testimony.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a changed individual. It's just different now. It's just way better. Like this is fine. Like Job, the story of Job comes through. He comes through. That's his characters to come through. You have to believe that no matter what's going on, you have to, or things are, you can use anything for his glory and his kingdom. But it's a lot to take in whenever shit is, it's hard to hold on to that thought, but we're called to hold on to that and like use that as our foundational truth, that the thing outside of my comprehension is better than my comprehension in the moment, regardless of how, whatever the emotional attachment is. There's something that's generating my interpretation of the moment and the emotional attachment and the feelings that I'm feeling. And I got to believe that that thing, that generator, that whatever that thing is generating whatever it is currently, but that ultimately my story will be good. Yeah, we're called to hold on to that. That's faith.
Yeah.
But those testimonies got some oomph on them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes you feel something. It makes you feel something. You can't really control whenever someone's telling a story and then like you get like emotionally overwhelmed and you get like choked up. You're not really in control of that, you know? And those kind of stories will make you choke up, and it's like, what's that telling you? It's like, well, there's just something that like I was watching just the Olympics, and then like when you see someone like win the gold medal and just like their reaction, that shit like makes me cry. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's just something about like watching someone be like,
The gravity of it, getting hit,
like
gravity of love,
yeah,
accomplishment.
like they're getting overwhelmed, and I know why they're getting overwhelmed, because like the hard work, because of like the small window, the sacrifice, the luck that they had converting in the moment, because it's like we're all trying our hardest, but to like fucking to like shoot the arrow truly true, it's like like that shit, like, and then they're like, not only yes, but it's like emotional outpour too. Like you're watching them get fucked up by what's going on, and then that I'm like, that experience right there is, yeah, like I crave that on some level internally deep down, and then watching them have it, and it's like I'm so happy for them that it's just like I'm not gonna talk for like 10 seconds so I can like not be like, what? Sorry. What's up, guys?
Hey, football.
But
Super
like
Bowl.
the thing is, like, I'm not in control of that. Just like in church, I'm not in control of when I like the Holy Spirit hits me and I like start crying at church. It's like I can't. But those are, what am I trying to point to? It's like testimonies will do that to you too. A good story will like stop you in your tracks and give you chills and make you feel something, you know? And we like things that make us feel some because it points towards like more than just our humanness. That there's, like you said, like
The inevitable death that waits for us all.
when you were like describing like you're describing that testimony as if like, okay, now you were talking about it in reference to a person who might be living in a situation where they do have like an abusive parent, like
Shit's fucked.
exactly. Then you hear a story like that and it's like there's something in us that says like maybe that's true. And that thing right there is like a lot of what we're doing. It's just like hearing a story about like maybe that might be true and then becoming someone who is then telling the story that someone can say like maybe that might be true, and like your relationship with that evolves over time. And like Pastor Ed's relationship with that isn't like insane, you know? He's got a really cool relationship with that. But like ultimately that's a lot of what we're doing here. It's like receiving, accepting, and then passing wisdom.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
That's it. Everything else is vanity.
Right. And then
That's Solomon shit.
yeah, Solomon going off on that. The wisdom is super valuable when you have it too. It's like really hard to ascertain, really hard to like accept. And then eventually you just like you just know that's the truth. It's like you can't fight it, you know?
You try to run towards it or in spite, not, I guess in spite of the suffering, and you run towards it in spite of you're willing to run towards it in spite of the commitment that it takes and the effort that it comes, the non-NPC-ness, AFK-ness that it takes to be there and try to take every thought captive and align yourself with the truth and like put that light on your life and be like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
So sometimes it feels like that there's wisdom saying like it's probably not a whole conspiracy with the shooter. It's like some of that, it feels like wisdom is saying like it's not as crazy as it could be. And then I'm like, well, it's definitely not as simple as it's presented.
Yes.
And it's like, but it feels like the wisdom is saying more times than not, it is more aligned with what's being presented than it is misaligned with what's being presented, just as far as general numbers go. And then it's like, well, then explain Jeffrey Epstein. And then general wisdom is like, I can't. I can't, because for the most part, we don't operate in a place where that's something that we should be concerned about all the time. Most of the time, we need to be in a realm of like, we're protecting what is a good and peaceful existence. And like, that is like, you know, we don't watch the Satan worshiping. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't like, I don't want to know what their rallies are like, but that's what it looks like though. And then I think it's like just our context is like, we're in a spiritual war. But just like when we go to war, we're not coming back being like, you should have seen the fried babies I saw.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying? We're not reintroducing that back into culture. We're kind of keeping that for like what we saw while we were at war. And I think that's kind of what the Jeffrey Epstein stuff is too. It's like, when I'm just trying to put it all into context for like, because it's a lot. We talk about life's a lot, but like the way you contextualize a lot can like help you experience life on a different vibe. And you might be able to be like more happy or more at peace or constantly filled with anxiety and dread. It's like managing that system because you still got to wake up and go to work.
You're here.
Yeah, you're
here, dog.
You're going to have to do all of that. But just like if you can tap into your perception of what's going on, you can create less anxiety and less cortisol for yourself, help serotonin and dopamine exist better in your brain. And then that will just like give you a better existence. So that's the other thing is like, as much as we have a self and a consciousness and an ego, it's like we also have like these chemicals that drive what those things are prompted to feel at any given time. And that's a lot.
Take every thought captive. You can't trust your emotions fully. Question the narratives. Be present. Stop being AFK. Hop on some shit. Look at yourself in the mirror. Say, I see you. And I see me seeing you, see me see you. Okay? And we're out here. We're doing this. And then you'll know if you're really not doing it. And then you gotta go to God for grace, and He'll give you some extra. He'll fill some extra hours in your calendar. He'll fill some extra positive thoughts and positive reinforcement to get you to do the resolution that you know you should be doing, and put down the shit that you know you should be stopped doing. So it's like we're always there. That thing that's like wrestling with that. It's like it's worth it. It's worth going in, man. I promise.
Yeah, are we rapping? That was fire. We can hop off if you want, dude.
Yeah, I gotta get popping here in a second.
Absolutely.
Any closing words for the lovely people?
I love you guys. Welcome to the Christ Pod. I don't know. It just all boils down to this, no matter what it is. Yeah, it's like death to self sounds like a death sentence. Like you need to go have a bad mushroom trip or something like that. But it's like No, it's just like co- sacrifice yourself to the ideal that you claim to be true, even if it costs more to do that than it would for you to be lazy. That's like a big part of just the death to self. It's like, what's the right thing to do? I want to do that. I want to do that. It's like, no, you want to eat the blueberry muffin, or to lie to your boss about why you were late to work, or to show up late to work, or to, you know what I'm saying? That's, you want to do that shit. It's like, but no, I'm going to sacrifice those things towards the ideal that I claim to be true. And then doing that over and over and over again creates a different reality for you to exist in. That's that we can agree that's a good thing, you know? That's not going to be like a suffering process, other than having to be like, oh fuck, like I need to go to work now so I'm not late.
Thing.
Yeah, do the thing. That's the
handle the moment. Handle the moment, make it very good.
Yes.
Come on, submit.
Yo, it's a you.
Submit, Satan. You can't take me. We love y'all. We'll see you in a billion years. Peace.
Rolling through the city to the light show. Really ain't no telling where we might